Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. I have Keshav with me. And Keshav has some questions which a lot of us wonder about. How can two people or two countries have a similar kind of resources, be rich in resources, while one has managed not to suffer, while the other one has gone so wayward, it's amazing. And we are left pondering what happened. Maybe we can learn something from this and apply to our own personal lives, is what Keshav feels.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Keshav?
Yes, sir. So today we're going to talk about two countries, sir. One is Venezuela and another one is Saudi Arabia. These both countries are so much expert in exporting oil, sir.
Oil-rich countries.
Oil-rich countries, sir. And Venezuela is the country which has more oil reserves among the world. It has like 18% of the world oil resources in Venezuela. Saudi Arabia is little behind that only, sir. But still Saudi Arabia manages to control the market and control all the oil reserves, sir. Anything related to crude oil or something, that is controlled by Saudi Arabia. But Venezuela has the richest oil reserves. Then why are they suffering from hyperinflation? And Venezuela is suffering so much, sir, in the economy wise. So I don't know what Saudi Arabia is doing good that makes their country going beyond and beyond.
Why didn't Saudi Arabia become like Venezuela?
Yes, sir. And I also took some notes, sir, around Venezuela. In 1920 only, oil invented in Venezuela, sir.
It was discovered, not in...
Discovered in Venezuela, sir. And Venezuela is also going through Venezuela is also cursed with some name called resource curse, sir. That means Venezuela saw the opportunities that what oil may become. So what they did is they didn't concentrate on any other resource. They just only concentrated on oil resource, sir. So they expanded.
All industries, what grew in Venezuela? All others were let go of.
Yes, sir. All other industries in Venezuela are wiped off. Then all others are made into oil resource, sir. So they concentrated on only one resource. So that is also going good, and they all celebrated like giving people more subsidies and all. Then what Venezuela government thought is they wiped off all the private companies and they nationalized that. Nationalized into a state-owned oil company. That name is PDVSA. That is some Spanish or something like that. And after that, the corruption also went so high, sir. In 2013, crude oil supply got so much high because the crude oil prices were so down and the demand got so less, sir. Due to this, Venezuela market went down, and during that time also they gave people more subsidies, sir. And at one point of time there is no money left, so they started printing money, and that causes the hyperinflation. Before that, the Venezuela is a democratic country.
It's still a democratic country,
sir. But the fact is that after that, these things have happened.
It's not a good democracy right now. It used to be. But now it's pretty much a sham of a democracy. Meaning they have elections, but one guy keeps winning no matter what happens.
Yes, sir, like that only. So after that, these things have happened. People started to raising their voices, and so many people got killed and all happened on there. And that becomes into an authoritarian government, sir. Like one is deciding everything, like that happened. Due to this, America planned something to stop this. So they implemented US sanctions. Like they stopped some things on Venezuela. That makes the Venezuela economy go so down. That is the thing that made the richest country into a poorest country, sir, now. So I took all the reasons for the fall of Venezuela. Number one is, as I said here, there is no diversification of economy, sir. Like they consider only one resource. There is no other helping resource to keep them going when the oils are down. So we need to diversify our resources when we have so much. We should not concentrate on one resource, which is more in our country, like that, sir. So next one is corruption, sir. Due to this, corruption got so much, they can't control it. So they printed money and hyperinflation happened. So everything went because of corruption, sir. Next, in the fall of economy also, they didn't stop giving freebies and subsidies, sir. During crisis also, they started doing every time, sir. Like during crisis also, they spend so much money on freebies and subsidizing. And the fourth one is, after 2013 crisis, they happened a dictatorship thing. That also a huge reason for the economic fall. And the fifth reason is US sanctions, sir. That law they put on Venezuela to control over everything, that made Venezuela a bad, or not a bad, a poorest country, sir. Now, I want to know that how Saudi Arabia is very much, what to say, sir?
But out of these five, you said, which do you think affected Venezuela the most?
Sir, I think the diversification, sir. Two things, sir. One is diversification. Another one is that freebies, sir. These both things, sir. Corruption is like a normal thing in today's world, sir. So I don't think...
No, corruption is there in Saudi Arabia also.
Yes, sir. So diversification is the main thing. I see diversification as the main thing, sir.
Okay. The biggest thing which finished them off was the US sanctions.
Oh.
Before the sanctions, US was the biggest importer of Venezuelan oil.
Okay, sir.
As soon as US said, we're not going to buy your oil, nor will we allow you anybody else to buy your oil, and they restricted the dollar entering their economy and froze all their accounts outside Venezuela. All their foreign reserves sitting outside, right?
Yes,
They
sir.
froze all those accounts. Oil production declined, and that's it. This detrimental because of the dictatorship which came.
Okay.
Hugo Chavez was elected. It was a democracy. He was elected by popular vote because he promised the poor to uplift them.
Yes, sir.
And he's still loved in Venezuela, Hugo Chavez. The guy who followed him, they don't like him. But Hugo Chavez is still loved, and because he came in and he is the one who did the freebies. He gave free to everybody who was poor. And he tried to bring up the poor, and he knew that was doing vote-based politics, like what we see in India. So he catered to them, and he didn't care about the economy.
Okay.
The big difference in Saudi Arabia and Venezuela is, one is US sanctions. US and Saudi Arabia are great friends because the ruling party and the ruling monarchy in Saudi Arabia, the royal family, and the US are great friends.
Okay.
If Venezuela had elected a leader or their leadership was friendly to the US, the story would have been different. Okay.
Understood, sir.
And the other thing is, Saudi Arabia also has the same problem as Venezuela. They're only a one resource country. Saudi Arabia has only oil. If you take away oil from Saudi Arabia,
There's nothing.
what else is there in Saudi Arabia?
Correct.
There's nothing. There's no tourism also there. There's no forest. There's nothing. It's just empty sand desert.
Correct.
So they're trying to build something now. You notice on the western coast near Jeddah, this crown prince is busily trying to set up a tourism. He's trying to set up football,
Yes, sir.
everything. So he's trying to pivot away. So the reason he's doing that is he knows oil economy is a dead economy.
Okay.
It's going to die. So he needs to diversify. So they've taken lots of their money and they've invested it all over the world. Lots of things are owned by Saudis and you don't even know they're owned by Saudis in the world.
Yes, sir. You already said.
Yeah,
Told me
lots
in one
of-
video.
Yeah, businesses. Okay, lots of ports, infrastructure outside, in even all of the US. Roads, bridges are all owned by the Saudis.